Martin from Disruptive Tech Asia. I'm here with Jin Chong from Jet Workflow. I've known Jin for a long time, and when he told me he was traveling from Singapore and coming to Malaysia, there was no way I was going to let him spend time in Malaysia and not come here and let me speak to him. Mainly because he's one of the few people in the industry that's as old as I am. And so like when I speak to him about tech, I feel like we're on the same wavelength, and we've had similar paths in a way. Yeah,
definitely,
quite
definitely.
entrepreneurial, and we've done lots of things since the time computers didn't have graphics and only had like green characters and things like that. That's where
running on tape drives.
Exactly, yes, yeah. So anyway, Jin, thanks for coming in today.
Well, thank you for inviting.
No problem. And obviously what we're going to talk about is Jet Workflow. But before I do that, I actually do want to talk maybe a little bit more seriously about the fact that we have been around for a while. We have been in the industry for a long time. And I just wondered from your point of view, how have you managed to stay relevant? Not trying to be rude, but how have you managed to stay relevant in an industry that changes so much and is dominated by young people coming through?
Yeah, always mention that IT is the worst industry you should be in because you just have to keep going. You know, there's always the latest technology that's being developed. You can't stop reading up what's new in the market, the new terminologies. So you just have to keep yourself up to mark.
Yeah, agreed. And obviously one of those, maybe not new, but evolving technologies, and it's really like a buzz one at the moment, is this whole idea of low code and no code development, which is where Jet Workflow fits. And before I actually ask you a little bit about Jet Workflow itself, I wondered if you could actually tell us, why was it, because I know that you've developed a lot of things over the years. You were in the backup space and stuff like that. What made you decide to actually invest in developing a low-code product?
Well, I was a very good software developer myself, and I come to an age whereby I can't do that anymore.
Okay, fair enough.
So I got to my team and said, look, guys, can you develop something that I can easily make changes myself without going back to you guys? So that comes up with the initial version of Jet Workflow, and we've improved it ever since, and there we are, low code, no code.
Yeah, so even for someone that is a developer, and for me as well, it's a long time since I developed anything. Yeah. But what you're actually saying is you can develop, but you want tools to make it easier for you.
You just can't remember the codes anymore.
Yeah. So that's where it came from. So it was actually just to make your life easier, but then it turned into a product.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Of course, like I said, I mean, I've known Jin for a long time, and I do know about his company, but I haven't met a lot of the people in your company. Maybe tell us a little bit about your organization and the people behind Jet Workflow.
Well, the team basically tech lovers. We play around with technologies all the time. We've got people who are expert in big data. We have people who are expert in handling data analytics and so forth. So we all come together and brainstorm about what kind of platform that we should develop for the use in the future. Yeah. So basically, it's all about playing with ideas, brainstorming and putting new ideas into the whole platform that we develop.
And close-knit team, you've been around, the same guy's been with you a long time?
Yeah, for more than a decade.
Yeah. So, excellent. So, okay, so let's, last thing I'm going to ask you today, because I know you don't like doing this, but the last thing I'm going to ask you is when it comes to low code and no code, there's a lot of different things in the marketplace. So is there an area where Jet Workflow is really strong, or is there anything you want to tell us about, the uniques about Jet Workflow?
Well, fundamentally, we want to build a platform that is usable by end users, right? Of course, there are so many platforms around in the market, and they all have their strengths and weaknesses. But typically, Jet Workflow focus on the ease of quick development, quick deployment, and at the same time, 80% of what you see in Jet Workflow are based on feedback from customers. So we only develop stuff that is usable, and not just something that we've created out of the blue. Yeah, so we try to make the practical side of practical use of it. That's how we go forward.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So I promise you we'll keep this brief, but I think it's interesting. And if you want to find out more about Jet Workflow, you can check us out on disruptivetechAsia.com. Thanks again, Jim.